So for me, the
at the time,
standard
yes.
was Samuel Hong, my
Hong
idol,
Gampo.
Hong Kampo, Sing Long, Yuen
Mm.
Biu, uh,
Oh.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal, and then
Oh.
show one of this Japanese ninja guy. I couldn't remember his name. So all these standards that we look into, but mainly because when I look into Hong Kampo, it's because of his camera angles. Okay,
Mm.
the way he fight, even though he's so fat, he can almost fly. And I managed to take a picture with him a couple of years, 2 years ago, in a film awards that he was awarded to. So Sing Long is because of the stunts, how the way he does it. Because that when you do being a stuntman, you're always trying to look for something to look into and to try to model after it. Why does he do it? Or what kind of repercussion would you receive? If you do it wrongly, the timing. You always try to catch up timing. So I always not buy, I rent all these, like, back in '90s. There's this video rental shops, and then you go and rent your video. So you watch it over and over again, and just to, like, this moment. So you press reverse, pause, stop, and then watch it again. Also, this. You self-studied yourself, and then because when I first began, I didn't really successfully do a lot of good stunts until I realized, okay, what to do, this and that. It's almost on the job. So my seafood, they said, why don't you try to go and get some videotape, watch a lot of action movie TV series, then you understand. So you get hooked in it, because during that time Hong Kong was one of the best, and I
Mm.
always love Hong Kong TV series, Hong Hei Kun,
Mm.
uh, what do you call it? A lot of things. Fu Zhe, a lot. So you keep on watching, and then you understand, how good they are. Well, but during that time, the Western one is okay. I like Star Wars and everything, but when it comes to fight, they were the pinnacle of everybody else. Hong Kong side. So
Yes.
I was, of course, as a Chinese, you really praise, oh, Chinese can do this. So you try to model after that, you know, that never say die, you know, that never go like gutless or whatever. Because there was one time I need to jump from one end to another, an explosion from, I think, from 3 floor. So we have to, like, explosion from the window, we fall out and crash into the crash mats. So my seafood, they say,
3 floors.
so 3 floors with the
Oh
explosion
shit.
behind our back. Yeah, that's okay. I
Okay.
jumped 8 floor before. So once they explode, so you have to jump, dive down, and then the cut box, everything will be down there. And you need to, in the mid end, you need to turn to present your back and slam onto the cut boxes. So which we did, right? So I was kind of like worried and everything, probably miscue or something. But the space is all pretty much covered. All the boxes, they take a lot. So every time when we help to stack up the box at time, I was just like, holy shit, man, these boxes really can hold. You kind of worried. Then after that, you have to ask Poon my seafood, said, 得唔得啊 Poon Okay, so we put more, a lot. So okay, we're up to a certain level, but still you just worried. So after when you go all the way up to third floor, you look down. Then they said, first you look at the point where you want to fall, and then just leap yourself into it. And then don't stiffen up your body because it looks bad. At the same time, that don't think so much. Just see where you go, jump into it. You'll hit the point. Maybe you miss a little bit, but then again, at least you keep yourself safe. Because if you go too much to the side, you will stray, fall to the side, and you probably hit the concrete floor. So after that, I was just standing down there and look. Okay, ready? Okay, explosion. One, two, three, action. Then jump out, boom, fly, and fall, boom. But after when you land, boom, a lot of things, right? Actually quite fun there. Well, can we do one more time with it? Just like nuts, man. Then after we just hope to do one more. But after that he said, okay, 得啦，OK，得啦，真嘅得啦，係啊，得啦，快啲啊！哎呀，
冇嘥菲林啦。Film is
冇使俾菲林
expensive.
嗰啲。Yeah, not film is actually yeah, what do you call it? Recorder. So the thing is just that this is how during those days that it becomes like an enjoyment.
Mm.
because even though the explosion, boom, just really look very epically, looks very cramped. After we look back, play back and see the monitor, was just like, wow, this is fun. But then again, your heart was racing. But after when you really focus onto that one point, everything all just locked in, and you try to discard whatever it is, because during those days we really listened to our Sifu, you know, the stunt director.
Mm.
So we pay attention. We got no, we when we free time we just talk shit, and then after that we don't have that phone whatever, or we just focus. Those were the days. Was wonderful.
Yeah, that's one hell of a life lesson, I have to say. I mean, all this is really do or die to some extent. And when it's crunch
Yes,
time, you're focused, you aim where you need to go, you deviate a little bit, never mind. But as long as you hit the target and you're
yeah,
safe, but
yeah.
it's one hell of a life lesson that it's so um, it can be translated to any facet of your life. I
It
really
is.
do
It
think
is.
so. And is that a certain discipline that you also like personally keep very close to you? It's one of those things that you probably don't think about, but subconsciously it's there. You know what I mean? Is this something that you always have in you?
I think over those years when with working with the stunt people from Hong Kong, of course they shout and scream at you if you do
Yeah.
wrong. But after that, right, there was one time we make these mistakes when we're not supposed to eat first. The lunch came down and then we eat first. So my seafood came up. Why? How come you eat first? People haven't released lunch yet. Why you eat first? Scold us really hard and everything. We are on set, but then again, I look into it just like I feel very offended in such a way, in a way that we're just hungry. Why just like ill treatment? But after that, we stopped work and he came down and then we were driving. He said, "Why, Sonny? Well, you have talk. What's all trade? Give me a lift. Give me a lift out." And, just like then after that, you realize that you realize that this job is a job. After scolding you, after private life is two different things. And you always need to segregate that professional and private. At the same time, that why he said he also teach me that just now what you do this and that, you don't deviate, so you focus on that. I do that all the time because if you want to go to that spot of where you want to stand, slightly slide a little bit, it's okay, but it's still the same marker. You know, sometimes it's not the house that you stay, how big and how wonderful. Yes, maybe your target is a penthouse, whatever, but you have a house, you still meet your mark. Whether it's a penthouse, whether it's a house, it's still a house. I mean that obviously there's circumstance or that you need to face. It becomes that your dream does not achieve in such a manner, but you reach to a point where your target is.
Mm.
That's what I always do. But of course, a lot of actors or myself wanted to be the top dog or things like that. Everybody does in this industry. But as time goes by, it wasn't the case. It was just supporting role, more supporting role. Sometimes if I'm lucky, I end up in a leading role. That's okay. But then again, I'm willing to accept it because the thing is just that it also pays my bills at the end of it. And of course, the weight getting bigger and bigger, go higher and higher, because I don't care that much anymore. I just wanted to use my passion to really act it out as that character what I was being asked told to do. So you don't see yourself like, oh, you always want to do the good guy because you look a certain ways. Therefore, our product becomes predictable. That character that I play is predictable. Maybe I
Mm.
play a lot of villain role or whatsoever, antagonist role, but it doesn't matter. There's always flavor behind each and every character. I'm not spoon fed in such a way that you are handsome, you're supposed to be the good guy. You ugly or you have mustache, you're the bad guy. But then that's like when I watch other successful story like Korea, their story is always very compelling. It's just that they understand what normal Joes are look like. Yeah. So why are we doing the same thing? And then the direction is correct because we need to talk about human story. not your prosthetic makeup story. You know,
Mm.
normal Joes like you and me, which is like I don't think myself look good because my target is just that I just want to be a character actor. Okay, I've been in like seven characters in one film. I've been in like being a in prisoner in one film, a jailbird. I've been a pervert. I've been all kinds of things. But I enjoy the process. But the what I get in from there is just like I understand about humanity more. Because when I read through the script sometimes, if this really happens to me, how will I feel? I look at normal Joe's life, you know, and is this about me with a Ferrari or maybe a Lamborghini? After that, I'm get all this. No, man, it's just like I'm more interested about that human life, or maybe Singaporean. Sometimes you look at fellow Singaporean. I look at a lot of Singapore good actors and actresses who work their ass off. Okay, they are not the supermodel type, or maybe though some of them really very pretty, but or really good looking, but they're not giving the chance to excel in what they do. Now, what happened there? You know what I mean? I mean, that some of them, I do take in students, very few of them. I also tell them that go to the marker that where you want to be. It may take a longer time, right? But then again, you hit the marker. The most important, either hit the marker or saying that, or you must do what you project to do. You can, but then again, to be honest with you, come to the end point, it might disappoint you a little bit by make you more happier than you expected. Because sometimes it's about what you project deep down inside may happen, but it may not happen exactly the same way you projected. But then again,
Mm.
be contented of what you are being given. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Appreciate the journey lah. The end result may differ. Results may
Yeah,
vary, as what they put on
yeah.
every vaccine at this point in time.
Well, it all depends on your body type also. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.